Perfect Genetics Challenge, Generation 1, Episode 33. Carrot's here. Welcome. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. I've been extremely busy. Part of my extreme busyness has been getting Donna's household to the point where she's ready to move to Moonlit Falls. I think this episode is going to mostly be just about Donna and her household as I explain how we got from the situation that they were in at the end of episode 32 to the situation they are in by the end of this episode. It's been a bit of an interesting experience. I didn't actually plan for them to have such a large household, but I just followed my rules that I've set myself, and this is what happened. So now here comes the explanation. I hope you enjoy it. Now Mabel, as you may recall, is a copy of Petal. And Petal is the plant sim in the Walker household in Moonlit Falls, the main Perfect Genetics household with Generation 1. Mabel isn't exactly identical to Petal because, first of all, she was copied as a toddler, so anything that's happened to Petal since they were toddlers won't be in Mabel. And secondly, I took Mabel into Creator Sim and changed her face a little bit, so she is an individual. She's not exactly the same as Petal, but they both have the same imaginary friend called Cosmo. And you may recall in the earlier episode of this story, Mabel has made Cosmo real, and we changed his name from Cosmo to Mateo. I had been expecting Cosmo in both households to be identical sims when they were made real, but that isn't what happened. I don't know a lot about imaginary friends or plant sims yet. That's one of the reasons I'm doing so much with them in this story, because I'm learning as I go. And it turns out that Mateo, the second version of Cosmo I made real, was nothing like the original Cosmo. Another thing which surprised me greatly was I discovered an imaginary friend named Cosmo in Mateo's inventory, and that is who Mateo is talking to at the moment, is his own imaginary friend called Cosmo. And of course I'm wondering, what are we going to get with this Cosmo? We'll have to make him real to see. So that's the next step, except Mateo has to go to school, but we'll pick it up when he gets home. While Mabel and Mateo are at school, Donna's at home working on her sculpting. She's completed all of the sculpting challenges, and she's got to level 10 in sculpting, and she's got several opportunities relating to sculpting that has given her lots of extra lifetime happiness points. And the other thing she's doing while Mabel and Mateo are at school is she is taking care of little Petunia, who is the plant sim that she got when she planted a forbidden fruit seed. So Donna is responsible for the arrival of Petunia. Petunia wouldn't have happened without Donna's wishes to have her. After school, Mateo wasted no time in offering the potion that Mabel had made for him to his imaginary friend Cosmo. Cosmo drank it, and I was stunned to see we got a teenage girl added to the household. So she went straight into Creator Sim, and I gave her a bit of a makeover. That afternoon turned out to be Petunia's birthday as well. She had cake. She learned all of her toddler skills and read all of her toddler books, and it was time to become a child. We'll get to see Connie, the newest imaginary friend made real, helping Petunia celebrate her birthday. There's Donna and Mateo in their swimming outfits as usual, because the sprinklers, of course, we know about the sprinklers. There you go, the candles being blown out. Ah, there's Connie. She was out of the picture. She was standing near the door. So now we've got Donna the fairy, Mabel and Petunia the plant sims, and Mateo and Connie as the imaginary friends made real. Get to choose a trait for Petunia because she completed all of her toddler skills and her toddler books. She didn't spend much time in the playpen or the walker though. And with this house in Sunset Valley, they get the beautiful vista moodlet all the time, so it helps them keep their lifetime happiness points rolling over. It had been winter in the game, but soon spring arrived, and they used to go to the spring festival. The horseshoe courts were very popular, and there were times when most of the household were there playing together using one or more courts. Donna was dancing at the Spring Festival with Mortimer. God, we didn't actually play with the townies very much. They just happened to be on the floor at the same time. Eventually we started looking for Easter eggs, going on egg hunts, but they weren't very successful. Right up until the last day, when between them I think they got about 3 or 4 fancy eggs and a couple of gnomes. This household's quite short of gnomes. Most of my households have oodles of gnomes, but they don't seem to be very prolific in this household. There are a few. The numbers are growing gradually, very gradually. Petunia got the genius trait when she aged up from toddler to child, and she loves to play chess, and she loves logic, and she found the chess table and sat down to play with Cyclone's sword. They stayed at the festival until well after dark. When Donna had finished dancing, she went fishing to build her fishing skill. After all, one of the main reasons we're playing with this household at the moment is to get them as many skills as possible. They're also enjoying the horseshoes as well and picking up seeds. Donna's got a collection helper and she's been using it to collect lots of gems, and she's using the gem cutting machine. She's going to keep using it until she can cut every gem cut. I built a bedroom for Petunia in the corner where her nursery used to be. I used items from the Katy Perry Sweet Treats stuff pack for most of what she's got in her bedroom. Curtains and the bed and the bedside table, for example, and the mirror. Mateo took on the challenge of learning the elixir skill, and he learnt how to make all of the elixirs, and he eventually did the adventure train that got him the Philosopher's Stone. Of course, you need to have the Arboretum and the Vault of Antiquity in your game to be able to do that challenge, because the sim has to take things to the science facility, the Arboretum and the Vault of Antiquity. But it's easy to do, and you get a free Philosopher's Stone for your trouble, so I think it's worth it. Petunia has finally put her imaginary friend away and gone to sleep. Mateo, delivering his metals to the science facility. He's doing the Alchemaic Master Challenge at the moment. Next, he had to deliver harvestables to the Arboretum. He's in there at the moment delivering his harvestables. He's got lots of them because they've got a huge garden, and Donna has completed her lifetime wish of greener gardens. So they've got harvestables, more than they need, and lots of money. Finally, he had to deliver some gems to the Vault of Antiquity. I might have got that mixed up. It could have been metals to the Vault of Antiquity and gems to the science facility, but he had to, they're the things he needs to get: harvestables, gems and metals. And when he emerges after having completed that opportunity successfully, the Philosopher's Stone has appeared in the family inventory. There were regular visits to the Spring Festival, where lots of fun was had by all, and skills with the horseshoes obviously being built as well. There were plenty of social interactions autonomously between the household members and members of the local community. Here we've got Donna playing with one of the townies. They're playing horseshoes together. Sometimes I see them with 3 sims playing together on the same horseshoe court. And there's young townies coming home from school in the afternoons, as well as household sims going over to the homes of their friends after school. That's Mortimer Goff sitting there doing his homework. Don't know who he's come home with. Wasn't Connie. She's sitting over there with the computer, ignoring him completely. And she's a teen and he's still a child. He must have come home with Petunia because she's the only child in the household at the moment. And here is Mateo doing his homework in the kitchen. It's a very small kitchen, and I've had to take the fridge out because there's something wrong in the kitchen. They can't use the fridge in the kitchen, but they can use it outside. Mabel is couch potato. I'm constantly finding her watching TV. I try to make sure she's watching some channel that will teach her something that she needs to know, but sometimes she just sits and watches. Mateo's going to join her. Hopefully he'll learn something as well. Oh, she's off, and he's working on his homework still, or reading a book on his multi-tab. When we first started this and there was only Donna in the household, I built her a tiny bedroom in their house, just next to the kitchen. But once she got her fairy house, she just moved out of the bedroom and straight into the fairy house, and she never used the bedroom again. So Mabel has taken over the bedroom because she came along not long after Donna moved into the fairy house, and I've built a new bedroom for Mateo at the other end of the kitchen, just taken up a little bit of the previous area of the greenhouse. The humble harvest stands at the greenhouse are very popular, and it's where Donna has managed to sell most of her produce so far, and it's also the place to go to get new seeds to plant in their garden. That's Mateo, who is at the greenhouse at the moment consigning harvestables. With 3 teens in their household, the prom is quite a popular place for them to be. Back at home, Donna keeps on sculpting. That's Donna's group science project in the room with the glass windows, and Petunia has put her imaginary friend on the ground because, well, the imaginary friend has said it wants to come out and play. And see the green flame in the group science project? That was put there either by Donna or Connie. They're both into the science machine, and that green flame makes them learn their skills like lightning speed. So I really like the green flame. I think in future when I've got a game with the group science project, I'll get that green flame going as soon as possible, especially when training toddlers. They get and children. Like potty training is just put them on the potty once and they've done it. Cooking skill for children is, I don't know, less than 8 clicks on the toy oven will do it. Of course, Petunia has got the correct potion in her pocket. Mabel made it for her because Mabel is the expert and they've got plenty of money so they can afford to pay for it. Although I think it's only about 3,000 simoleons rather than the 4,000 it's supposed to be at the moment for this lot anyway. Got a little chatting to do before the imaginary friend Pamela will take the potion and drink it. When Petunia first got her imaginary friend, I checked to see if it was going to be a male or a female after the experience with the Walker household in Moonlit Falls, where almost every one of their imaginary friends turned out to be male. I decided that I wanted Petunia's imaginary friend to be a female, so we gave it the name Patricia and chose it as a girl's name. So I'm expecting a little girl to happen when this imaginary friend finally drinks the potion. Little game of rock, paper, scissors to break the monotony of the getting to know you process. A friendly hug helps as well in the friend-making process. And Petunia has been working so hard at convincing this imaginary friend, just drink the potion, why don't you? You know, just drink it now. Oh, there it is. There she goes. How long is this going to take? She's transforming, and there she is, a little girl. It didn't take very long for this one to transform, maybe because she's a little imaginary friend. And of course, as soon as she became real, Petunia just walked off and left her standing there. So we'll take her into Create a Sim and give her a new outfit and a new skin. After her visit into Create a Sim, Patricia gets busy with her childhood skills. Here she is doing her cooking. She's only got to cook a few muffins to get her cooking skill because there's a green flame in the group science project. Donna keeps on sculpting. Her ice sculptures now don't melt as she can keep them. And Petunia is doing very well with her logic skill while she learns to make new potions. And Patricia gets into the blocks. She's learning her skills very quickly. She's got her childhood skills all done and dusted in no time, thanks to the green flame in the group science project. Moved the rocking chair out of Petunia's room and added an extra bed so Patricia could sleep in there too. It looks like I'll need to put laundry baskets around. The problem has occurred because Donna made an ice laundry basket on her sculpting table. There's that green flame in their house, and you can see the lighthouse on the right hand side there. So that's their place up on the hill in Sunset Valley, the original house. It didn't take Patricia long to catch on to the household obsession with sprinklers, and that's her in her swimwear. And you see that metal chair on the right between the two doors. That was sculpted by Donna. And the reddish door is the door to Mateo's bedroom, and the other door closest to us here on the right is the door to Connie's bedroom. So that's where I added the two bedrooms. And the door down in the middle there, which is there near that table, that's the door into the kitchen. And at the very end, that green door is the door into the girls' bedroom. See, I've added washing machines and a washing machine and a dryer because with all this laundry lying around, they're going to have to start doing laundry. Because Donna, she's sculpted a couple of those laundry hampers now. And once you've sculpted one, if you don't get it off the lot straight away, leaving it on the sculpting table, it'll still generate their dirty laundry as they change. And they're changing into their swimwear constantly. Actually, I'll leave them in the swimwear now because it seems to be permanent. You'll see Donna's sculptures all around the place. She had a wish to place 25 or 50 or something sculptures. Was worth about 1,000 or more lifetime happiness points. So she had to work towards that and she got it, and there's sculptures everywhere now. It's spring and this household is constantly on the lookout for Easter eggs, as well as they're collecting things for the elixirs, and several of them have become a zoologist. Lifetime wish. So there's lots of time spent running around the world looking for butterflies and beetles for the elixirs, or small animals and birds for their lifetime wishes. And sometimes they all end up at the festival grounds. And here we've got Connie, I've discovered, is playing on her own. She's practicing horseshoes, but the other three are all playing a game of horseshoes together. Now, I've never seen three Sims play horseshoes together before on the same horseshoe court, but these three are definitely doing that. I watched them for a while, and they take it in turns, all the three of them. In the end, Donna won, of course, so that was an interesting observation or find. I didn't tell them to play horseshoes. I just came across them doing it. They're on high free will. They usually do what I tell them for a little while, and then they go do their own thing. And with so many of them in the household now, there's lots of time spent doing their own thing. Another thing they hunt for regularly is wildflowers. They get wishes to find a certain number of wildflowers, and the more wildflowers they need to find, the greater the number of lifetime happiness points they get. When it gets up over 1,000 lifetime happiness points just for picking a few wildflowers, they tend to grab the wildflowers whenever they can while they're out looking for other things such as seeds. It's surprising how often there is a wildflower growing near something else that they're chasing after. They're also gradually each getting their own collection helper. Children can't have collection helpers, but the others eventually have managed to get them all. Here's Mateo. He's off working on his lifetime wish at the moment, catching small animals while he looks for wildflowers and metals and gems and butterflies. He just caught himself a butterfly that he can use for his elixirs. Then he spots that chinchilla over there, which he's going to catch. That'll go towards his lifetime wish. And there's a gem there that he can pick up. Mateo, of course, is doing what I've told him to do. There are others that are down at the festival grounds playing horseshoes are doing what they decided to do after they had finished doing what I told them to do. There's some more butterflies halfway down the hill. Here he's caught a butterfly, and there's a little bluebird. Will he get it as well? There he is. He's caught himself a bluebird. One more towards his zoologist lifetime wish. The greenhouse is always a great place to go to find seeds, small animals such as lizards, snakes, birds and rodents, and also lots of wildflowers. So since he's trying to find seeds, minor pets and wildflowers, it's a great place for him to visit. There's a game of tag going on at the front yard there in the dark. Petunia's working on her logic skill. She loves to play chess. And Donna has managed to escape my directions and has run off to play in her sprinklers, her most favourite activity. We put a stop to this when she moved to her new house. We didn't take the sprinklers with us. Mabel tried to find a lucky coin and she got wet. Oh, she fell in. Poor Mabel. She's all wet now, but she can go fishing in the wishing well. There's little Patricia over working on her writing skill at the computer. Well, there's a school bus. Patricia's running off to school. I better tell Mabel so she's got to go to school too. And after school, here is Patricia doing her homework at the desk in their bedroom that she shares with Petunia.
No blue.
That night, the black unicorn was out to be seen frolicking near the waterfalls and eating the wild, I think that's a garlic plant there. Do horses like garlic? Well, there's the unicorns anyway, with the wild horses. Now here's something not often seen. I've got Donna out chasing fireflies, but there's will-o'-the-wisp right in the middle of the screen at the front there. There's fireflies behind in the distance. You can barely see them twinkling. But the big, round, greenish balls floating in the air, that's will-o'-the-wisp. I've not seen a will-o'-the-wisp in my game like this for a long time. I do see them in France sometimes, but I thought they wouldn't appear in the regular home worlds. But there she is. Donna's going to catch that will-o'-the-wisp. And then she'll go and get the fireflies. We need the fireflies because you need them for elixirs. Some of the elixirs require a firefly. There's one firefly I'm always looking for, and I've only caught it a couple of times in Dragon Valley. And it's the cerulean firefly. It's a blue. It seems to be incredibly difficult to find, almost as hard as the will-o'-the-wisp. There's a close-up of the fireflies. It's just an ordinary firefly there. And Donna's there to catch it. She usually succeeds. Yep, she got that one. Now she's off to find something else. The gardeners have arrived. It's next day, and Donna is going around blooming things. She does this autonomously. By the end of this video, she will have done it almost 800 blooms. I know that because she had to do 100 different plants, or had to do bloom 100 times to get her lifetime wish of greener gardens. That's as well as getting to the top of the gardening career. And the lifetime wish keeps a track of the number of times she's bloomed a plant. And I noticed when I looked at it towards the end of my play session, it was about 783 or something like that times that she has bloomed a plant. She won't be doing that anymore once we take them to Moonlit Falls, because I will be putting the hybrid mod back in, and the hybrid mod has a bug in it that stops them from being able to bloom. It will get fixed eventually. So we've moved the money trees out to the backyard, and we're getting rid of the indoor garden in preparation of moving to the new house. I've already built them a new house, and it's placed in the world. It's in Sunset Valley, but it's down low in the town. They won't get the beautiful vista moodlet anymore once they move into that house, but they won't be in it for long. We were moving them to Moonlit Falls shortly. It was difficult moving those money trees. She came across this graveyard one night when she was out chasing fireflies, and she went fishing at the pond in the graveyard. It was quite an active place. There was ghosts and townies all over the place. She eventually ran away because she's standing right next to that statue of the Grim Reaper, and one of the ghosts jumped into it and haunted it, and she dropped the fishing rod and ran for her life. I didn't get that on the video though. It was really quite amusing and very sudden. I got a surprise here too. That's Mateo chasing butterflies, and some townie is playing with soccer ball. Townies all seem to just wander straight across the field, the playing field. Now that guy there is walking with, he's got a little puppy just sitting on his stomach, and that interested me. I thought, I got to go and check that out. So I got down really close, and I realised sometimes he's hanging onto it and sometimes he's not. And when he's hanging onto it, it's in the right spot for it to be in his hand. But when he's not hanging onto it and drops his hand down, it just sits there. But he got into a conversation with Mateo. I don't know what they were chatting about. It just sort of happened, and they didn't seem to be getting on very well. And then somebody else walked in. Oh, Mateo, that wasn't good. There are definite problems going on here. Now the soccer player's coming over to work out what's happening. I didn't think Mateo started the fight. Sort of. That wasn't expected exactly, was it? Mateo survived. He's only a teen and the other two are grown men. How dare they attack him? Though Mateo did slap the face of the one with the puppy. I think I better get him out of there before they have another brawl. They're all tired. Someone's pregnant. Don't know who it is. Somebody else has come and taken over the other end of the soccer field. Come on, Mateo, go before you get into another fight. No, he's not going anywhere. He wants another one. See if he can get beaten up properly. Wonder if he got any bruises. Mateo, don't do that. No one's jumped on him again yet. Oh, he's not happy. He doesn't like either of them. That's one thing about The Sims. You never quite know what's going to happen next. And this all happened because of that puppy. Look, see how it's floating in the air, and then he puts his hand up and holds it, and then he drops his hand. He forgets to hang on to it, but it just stays there. That's why I zoomed in here. I didn't expect there to be a fight. Or the police have arrived. Is Mateo going to get arrested? Looks like the policeman's trying to defuse the situation. Mateo didn't know what was going on. He's all innocent. Let's all be friends. That's a good idea. And sounds like the zombies are out tonight. There's some flowers. Mateo can go and pick a flower, and then he can go home. He shouldn't get into too much trouble picking flowers. Now this is interesting. He's still chasing wildflowers, and he's had a wish to collect a certain number of wildflowers. And this is the one where he's going to get his reward. And look how many lifetime happiness points he gets for picking those flowers. They're worth it if you're after lifetime happiness. Now there's a bit of fun happening here too. We've got little Petunia in there getting her face painted. I've never seen a plant sim with a painted face before. Here she is. She got 150 lifetime happiness points for getting her face painted. And off she goes towards the soccer field. Let's get a different view of her walking towards us. Get to see that face. Oh, she's going to look at... Is she going to play soccer? I like all those flowers when she walks. She's changed into her athletic outfit. Yep, quick, she's going to kick the soccer ball right at us. She's not very accurate. She kicks them all over the place. But it's fun to see her having a bit of fun with the soccer ball. I hope she improves her aim, though. And she's up in the air or along the ground. There! Oh, that was straight at us. She's getting a bit better. I think I might leave her to it. We've seen enough of that one. What's she going to do with this ball? Yeah, she's getting better. Maybe she's had enough. I was wondering if she was going to pick that flower. They all seem to want to pick the flowers. They're all getting lots of lifetime happiness points for picking flowers. And of course Donna is still sculpting. This time she's made a chair out of ice that doesn't melt. Now I set her up a couple more sculpting tables at the back there with money trees, and she's got her sculptures all around her. So Petunia has picked a few wildflowers and caught some butterflies, and now she's decided it's time to learn how to skate. She learnt a bit about kicking the soccer ball. Now it's time to start skating. Meanwhile, Petunia's imaginary friend made real, Patricia, is out doing her lifetime wish. She is collecting minor pets as well as catching a few butterflies and picking up as many rocks and gems as she can find. Looks like she's encountered some butterflies. We're getting a nice close look at the red admirals, but we're a bit distant from the mission blues. But she's got them. Just caught 2 butterflies to add to her collection. Now she's heading for the elixir consignment store. It's got smoke coming out of the chimney and lots of butterflies flying around it. That building in the distance on the same side of the street is the greenhouse, and across the street from it is the other consignment store. Here she comes, We won't watch her do it, but she's got butterflies all over the place here. She's going to be here for a while, catching butterflies and beetles, picking up gems. There's all sorts of gems and metals clustered around, not only on the site of the store, but in the hills nearby. Meanwhile, back at home, Mabel has pulled a death fish out of the wishing well. That's one big black fish. Looks like she's almost ready to go to another level in the fishing skill as well. Don't you love that statue that Donna sculpted? That broken sim? And Connie is there at the computer near the bookcase. There's still regular alien abductions happening just about every night. We don't see them all anymore because it's just too boring. They're too repetitive. I think that's Donna going again this time. Any of the teens or Donna, one of them goes just about every night. Now, Petunia is a genius, and even before school in the morning, she sneaks in some time on the chemistry table. She's determined to learn how to do all of the potions. And she does get there. We've got two of them. By the end of this video, there'll be two of them who are able to make every single potion. That is Petunia and Mabel. And the school bus is out there now waiting for her. But she just can't leave this alone. She's going to have to go to school or her grades will fall and she won't be allowed to choose her new trait when she ages up to teen. And we'll see that happen in this video as well. While everybody else is at school, Donna is sculpting. She's using the sculpting tables that I put outside with the money trees, but she's sweating profusely and she needs to go inside. I think I'm going to have to move those sculpting tables somewhere else. It's much too hot for her to sculpt in the sun, even if the ice isn't melting. There's lots of sprinklers in under the money trees, and there's also lots of seeds falling onto the ground. I don't think hiding under the money tree will help you because shade doesn't work, I've noticed, with the Sims. But she did catch a butterfly. I think she better go indoors and cool down. I think she's pretty badly sunburned, actually. After school, Petunia gets straight back to the sculpting table and she made a potion. Here is Donna. I've moved one of the sculpting tables inside the greenhouse, and she is sunburned, but she'll get over it. When she'd finished the sculpture, Donna went and found the maid and got a DNA sample from her. I did briefly consider making a clone of the maid when I discovered Donna getting the DNA from her. Then I thought, no, we've got enough clones already. I don't really know why Donna is doing this. She must have wanted to do it, that's why she's done it. She got a lifetime happiness points for it. Now they're getting to know each other. Looks like they're just discussing their favourite colours. I got them made because I couldn't find out what was making the smell in the greenhouse. And the maid did absolutely nothing towards finding that. So she comes in every day, she makes Mabel's bed, and then she just hangs around until it's time to go home. I haven't fired her yet, but I think we'll lose her when we move house. At the end of their long chat about colour, Donna cast some sort of a spell on the maid, and then and the maid was glowing after that. Whatever it was, it made her happy. And then she went outside and started telling a ghost story to no one. I'm going to end this video here because there's at least another half an hour to go, and I'll do that in part B. So I do hope you're enjoying the story so far. I'm wanting to get all of Donna's household finished now before we move back to Moonlit Falls. So I shall see you in the next episode. Once we get back to Moonlit Falls, then we won't be looking at Donna's household again. We'll just see them when they rotate through the Moonlit Falls house. So bye bye for now, and thank you for watching. Happy simming.